All right, I get it. It's about that time. You guys been asking for a while? You shall receive. So, long story, right? Anyway, there I was in my youth, as we call it. Basically, my mom had tasked me with the impossible job of getting a job. I had gone out of my way, like, to go all over the neighborhood and to see, like, okay, well, where can I find a job here? Like, I guess I'll just start hitting up places. So I go to, like, the local grocery store. I had a friend there. He's like, hey, you can come work for us, you know? And I'm like, yeah? He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll go work for you guys. So I put in my resume. You know, this is back when we, like, had to go meet people at the place, but you still had to apply online, right? I did all that. I did all the stuff they asked about. Then as soon as I got in, I was like, okay, cool. Let me meet the person. Let me talk to the hiring manager. I lie to you not. She looked at me. She's like, yeah, don't worry about it. You know, you already applied online. Like, we'll consider you. After that, my mom kept pressing. Every time I got home, every day, she's like, yo, you need to get a job. You need to get a job. And I'm like, I'm still in high school. It doesn't matter. I got to get a job. So I went crazy trying to find something. And this woman did not call me back at all. I would call her. She would never pick up the phone. Somebody was out of office. As soon as I said my name, it was over. I'm like, yeah, this is wrong, but I'm just looking for work. They're like, oh no. Oh no. Let me put you on hold real quick. Hold on. I gotta see if the manager is available right now. Rough time. So after that, I even had my friend one day. I was like, hey, listen, I think she's avoiding me. Let me call you, and then I'll call the store, and then you can tell me what's going on. So he's like, all right, cool. I call him, and then he's just waiting. And then I call the store, and he literally, I lie to you not, watches her pick up the phone, see me on it, and then before even hitting the answer button, just puts it back and doesn't, like, hit the answer button. Now I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, so what's going on, man? And he's like, yeah, it's cooked. Yeah. Go somewhere else, man. I'm sorry. I'm like, wow, that is crazy. Like, but you know, that's when I learned you can do something as calling too much. You can't be too desperate for a job, right? These places, they're treating this like I'm trying to go on a date with them. I just want a job. I need the money. My parents want money from me. Okay? I just needed work. Why on earth are you treating this like some personal relationship? Just answer the phone. Just tell me, listen, we haven't gone through your application yet, or we're no longer considering you. Anything but leading me on. That is crazy. So whatever. And then I kept searching. I hit everything on that block. Some of those like businesses were like, oh, well, this is a family only business, or they're like, yeah, you can't work here. You know, oh, well, no, we only hire, you know, this gender here. Or it's like, hey, sorry, you know, you just don't fit the cut. There was always a reason. There was always a reason why I wasn't getting a job. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to have to grind in. Then I had a different friend. Now, me and this girl were very close. Yes, perhaps almost in that way. But the thing about her is that we spent so much time together at the time. She's like, yeah, you know what? You can work for me. I'll put in a good word for you. You can work with us. And I'm like, okay, cool. So this is it. This is what you've been waiting for. The famous Wendy's story. Yes, I know. So long, right? Anyway, I went to this Wendy's. I got the interview locked in thanks to her recommendation. I went there in a suit and tie. All the way. Now, listen, those of you who aren't American might not get it. But wearing a suit and tie, this is like business attire, okay? You wear this when you're trying to get those big jobs, okay? I was at Wendy's trying to get a job, period. I just need something. Okay? I went in there, talked to the hiring manager. She was impressed by how serious I was taking everything. She loved me. She's like, yeah, you know what? I have the main manager. They're on like vacation right now, but they'll be back like tomorrow. Like, you should come back and, you know, interview with them. Now, what Wendy's do you know that has 2 interviews? 2 interviews. Whatever. Fine. Maybe she didn't trust me. Maybe she thought I was a little sus. Maybe she's like, man, this guy's wearing a suit. He's kind of desperate, no? Like, I don't know. I don't. But okay. Okay, cool. We'll play it. We'll play it by ear. I come back the next day. And now this is at night, by the way. Like, you know, they're busy during the day, right? So you have to come at night. I come back the next day. Suit and tie again. Suit and tie again. I'm not playing. I'm doubling down. Okay? I am doubling down. She's like, oh man, you know, the manager came back, but he's sick. So don't worry. Instead of me sending you home, I will do your second interview too. So, yes, she sat me down, asked me the same questions, dug a little deeper, you know, really juiced the energy out of the encounter there. It's like a freaking Persona social link. Like we're going from rank 1 to rank 6. Like we're not playing any games anymore. And then she looks at me and she asks me this question. Now this is where I messed up. The girl that I was talking to at the time that helped me get the job, yes. We were like on that borderline of like maybe about to be an item, but not completely. You know what I mean? So she looked to the friend that referred me and was like, as a last, I assume, like, this is my final opinion moment. She looks at that friend and she's like, hey, what would you say about them? And she was like, oh, he's great. He's my best friend. Bruh. The moment she said that, this woman's face cracked. You know how you have like the mask on, like like you see somebody break composure, like they hit out of character for like 2 seconds. She had like her face like broke into this frown, but then she cleaned it up. She cleaned it up so fast. I was questioning myself. I'm like, did I just see what I just saw? Did she just make that face? I can't tell. She was immediately back to being nice and pleasant, and she's like, oh, well, okay, you know, thank you for coming in again. You know, I'm happy that, you know, you've been here and, you know, you came to do the interview and I'll keep in touch with you. I'm like, okay, cool, great. I got 2 interviews, suit and tied it, doubled down, and I'm like, it's close to my house. I can walk here. I can walk to work. This is great. This is fantastic. I'm going to have money. My mom is going to stop trying to murder me. It's going to be awesome. Then something strange happened. I did. I lied. I did. I wore the suit the 3rd time. I came in the next day with the suit. You know, I had to commit. And I was looking for her, and they're like, oh, she's not here. The manager, the hiring manager, nobody's here? No. It's just us tonight. Then the guy that was working on the fries and the girl that was flipping burgers, they both came up to the front, and they're like, they saw me, they recognized me. You know, apparently I've been like the focus of everybody's attention that's worked here for the last 3 days. They look at me and they're like, yo, you still don't work here? What the heck? And I'm like, no. Is it hard? Like, it's hard to get in apparently, right? They're like, no. I barely interviewed. I didn't even have a resume. You had a resume. And I'm like, oh man, I'm screwed, aren't I? Needless to say, I know very well. This is why I made that other video about how to get a job, okay? I know very well how hard it is to get a job. At least in the States. I can't speak for the rest of the world. But oh my freaking goodness, it is so difficult to get any work, and you just want to survive. You literally, I walked out the house and literally said, hey, I would like to not explode. That's it. And it didn't work out. It didn't work out. Yeah, I eventually got a job, but I had to go work in an entirely different state from where I was. Super long commute, but you know what? At least I had money at some point, right? At least I had money at some point. But anyway, if you need help on getting anything, check out my other video. It'll help you get a job. Jesus. I can't with this word.